Welcome back, everybody. I don't know about you, but do you have any relatives, or maybe you yourself are this way? Something is said, and you never forget the slight. You just remember it. It was actually earlier this week on Monday. Tom Donahue, the head of the Chamber of Commerce, making a comment that we have to get serious about getting this debt under control. Don't even risk not raising the debt ceiling. When he was asked about Tea Party as their opposition to it, he more or less dismissed right out the gate, saying, we will defeat you. We will get rid of you. That did not sit well with Tea Partiers, and that did not sit well with David Webb. He's a Tea Party 365 co-founder. He's one of the biggest guys in the movement, although physically he's not a big guy, but he can be intimidating.
Hey, I could lose a couple pounds,
I don't think so, buddy. You're
a lot
fine.
of pastries between us.
What do you make of that? I mean, they've since come back and said, we were just joking, he was just joking. The slight is taken.
I'm going to give Tom Donahue one thing that I'm going to go after him. He was in Atlanta playing to the crowd down there, and that's what he did with that line. But he's completely wrong on this one. This is the big government, Tom Donahue, former president of the American Trucking Association. This is, the side of him that I don't like. He's in bed with LaHood on some of the regulations. Wants to raise
the transportation.
Wants to raise taxes, federal taxes. He says that because the trucks have gotten more efficient, he wants to raise it. But he contradicts himself. He says we have $2 trillion sitting here because companies aren't using it. Dodd-Frank regulations we don't know about. We got another $1 trillion offshore, which he knows about because of the high corporate tax rate. And then he comes.
So you don't like the guy?
I don't like what he said here.
Do you ever suspect that maybe what they're doing here, the other side could be doing, is dividing you? Divide Tea Parties with Republicans, traditional business groups, allies to conservatives, and that divide and conquer. That's what they're doing, and you're just playing into it.
Now, there's got to be a little bit of division, though, Neil, because when you look at independents all across America, kitchen table, pocketbook issues, Americans are siding with the principles, and they're saying, look, if we go bankrupt, we can pay the debt service, we take in $2 trillion here, we've got enough to do that. But if we go under, then everybody gets hurt.
But he's saying that if you risk defaulting by not raising it, then that's going to cause more help.
Not guaranteed. The other side of that, our creditors are going to look at our long-term, look at 10-year treasuries, look at what banks are doing.
Right.
They're looking at it saying, are you going to be a good risk in the future? Look, we're tied with China. Nobody should kid themselves. They're not going to dump us all of a sudden. But if we suddenly
the message you're getting from the establishment, and that's Republicans and Democrats, is that you guys are nuts. You're crazy.
Yeah.
You'll throw a grenade on our debt, and we'll all pay for it.
No, we'll pay for it in the long run. Look, if we go under, more people get hurt. Lower income earners, they get hurt the most if we go under. We've got to stop this. It's common sense. Problem is they're doing political calculus.
You sound like
we're doing economic math.
You sound like a third party already.
No, you know what? It's time to reform the GOP. Here's the reality.
It's not reforming.
It's going to take a couple of cycles. I'm not going to kid you about that. I don't kid the Tea Party. If it doesn't
recycle, then you're going to form your third party.
We're going to form a third wing.
Look at me.
I think before third party.
Look at me.
Are we going with the third party here?
I think we are.
Are we betting the pastry on this?
I win the pastry.
You win the pastry? David? No, but we really got to stop. The insanity. We're not coming to the debt cliff. We're over it. We're hanging on to the tree.
All right, buddy. Thank you very, very much. Good seeing you again. You don't want to mess with this guy. Pastry better not. In the meantime.